Okay. So now I've got it filming. Now I'm even wearing my gloves and it's fucking freezing. Now it's actually fucking filming. I was out all around Main Street, Roy. Hour and a half of footage lost. Because I'm not used to live streaming on Instagram. And that shit never got picked up. So... this is just a little nighttime excursion. I'm going to start filming regardless of where I go every time I leave the apartment. It's like I said, those fucking assholes back there in the front building, they like to start shit. But they're pussies because they'll never come out and actually throw hands. But, we'll see. We'll see. But in the meantime, I'm just enjoying the nighttime atmosphere. I can't believe that whole Instagram thing I thought was recording. It wasn't live. The whole time it was a bust. So none of it got recorded. Which is really moronic and funny at the same time. And I captured this really cool... Well, I'll show you when I get there. It had to do with ice. And the ice was cracking, and you could hear it like crack all the way through. And of course I recorded the street signs and all that. Just a, walking tour of Roy, Utah. Oh, fuck. Whew. And this isn't really like a First Amendment audit or anything. It's just something I wanted to do. I've never done First Amendment auditing, and I don't plan to. And I'm learning up on my rights and everything. And cops are so fucking bored here, and they don't know the law. And I don't 100% know the law either. But I'm learning. Oh, look. Will wonders ever cease? Some angelic little cherub came out and shoveled the driveway. This is that old truck parked here at the State Farm. Vintage old Sunset, Utah truck. So we're in Sunset right now. Jed Musgrave. Now Musgrave, I said this last night. Of course, none of the footage got recorded, but Musgrave, that's a Utah last name if I've ever heard one. Like Francom, Musgrave, Muir, Smith. The Smith dates back to fucking John Smith. Not from the Pocahontas movie, the actual real world historical John Smith. And the people here, of course, plenty of people here with the last name Miller, last name Smith. It's like a class, a status symbol. I'm named after Joseph Smith. I'm named after the most popular white twink in America. Gorgeous blonde hair and blue eyes. Oh. Okay. I'm walking by the Wrights. There's like a creepy ass little scarecrow poking out from there the other night. Maybe it was over here. Yeah, it's over here. Here it is. I thought that was a person peeking out, and then that vase in the window, I thought that was a kid or someone. I came by last night. I lost all that fucking footage. The only footage I got was me climbing down the steps. And here's the med vet. This whole area is like, it's supposed to be an animal clinic, but it's for dogs mainly, because only people bring dogs here. Lots of dog nutters that come out here. I don't mind dogs, I just don't like the noise. And I hate when their owners let them run around with reckless abandon. It drives me up the fucking wall. Just a kind grinds. I've never been there. It used to be a sandwich shop, a sub sandwich place, but that went out of business ages ago. Christmas. This whole plaza was different 20 years ago. There was a bookstore called, it was a cafe / bookstore called Cup of Smiles. I used to go there all the time. I'd buy books, read books, and I'd drink a light coffee or whatever. Oh, Jesus Christ. Blood. Fucking A, that's disgusting. Isn't that a health hazard? No one's cleaning that shit up. And over here, I saw this last night, some fucking dog puked. Right over here. And no one's bothered to clean it up since. 24 whole fucking hours later, no one's cleaned it up. I'm not surprised though. This Grounds for Coffee. Oh, the top light just went out. This Grounds for Coffee used to be a Central Park Burgers back in the day. And they had the best fucking French fries. They're like seasoned. I think you can actually buy the fries at like Kroger, grocery stores and whatever. But they're like seasoned. I think they're like called like seasoned steak fries or something. And I actually worked at Central Park back in the day for like a week, and then I quit because I'd gotten a job offer at Shopko for better pay, but then they ended up fucking stooging on me and giving me a job I did not apply for. And I quit that one. I was still young too. I was like 20 or 21. Or maybe I was 22. I wasn't super old yet. 22 or 23. So I kind of burnt my bridges with them. That's fine. I will never work retail in that regard again. So I'm fine with that. This is another adult special needs center. This is all the trash can people. But yeah, I went to go collect my final paycheck from Central Park, and the fucking chick, I was warned about her. Her name was like Samara or Tamara or some shit like that. She looked like she honestly spent more time eating the burgers than making them. And she had a fucking attitude right out the gate. She's like, oh, you want your check? Turn in your fucking uniform. And I'm like, no one here wears a uniform when they work. I was not given a shirt or a hat. Check the receipts, check the clipboard. It will say if I still own them. If I still owe them that. And she refused. So I told her to call. Then I called the manager, Mary or whatever her name was, and said, yeah, she's refusing to hand over my check. She doesn't believe that I don't have a shirt. So I went, and I was, understandably pissed because I had to walk all the way back, to and fro. Royce decorate their Christmas tree lights. Gorgeous. So yeah, I don't like fast food. I'll never work fast food ever again. I know Roy and Utah. We're actually in Roy right now. We just passed this is the old, this is the Rainbow Saloon. That's the old sign. This is a bar. It's not a gay bar, it's a straight bar. But gay people can go there. I've been there a few times. I've never had any problems. This is the Rainbow Saloon. It used to be located further up that way on Main Street in Roy. It used to be like where the Common Sense is now. The Walgreens Common Sense. That used to be one big strip mall. The remains of it are still there. Because there's like a BMX store, a vintage antiques, like the end corner store used to be a pawn shop. My friend's grandpa used to live at the top. He was renting it with his then girlfriend. But she went to an accident. I think she fell into a coma and died eventually, or they pulled the plug. So he ended up moving in with his daughter and granddaughter here in Roy. And that was over 20 years ago. Yeah, so... And I think their last name was Ishii. They were Japanese-American. So I think his name was Ken Ishii, if that sounds familiar. I'm not trying to dox anyone, I'm just saying. If you ever watch this video and you remember a flamboyant white kid, it's me. Oh, look. The snow in 7-Eleven has been compacted. I can walk on it now. I came through here last night. It was completely untreadable. I had to walk through the very slick, very dangerous parking lot and almost fell several times. Actually, no, I'm lying. I think I only slipped once, and that was in front of the fucking O'Reilly, the Irish named and owned ghetto car place. The mortuary at least has the fucking decency to plow their fucking snow. The people who actually drive cars, they don't give a shit about us, people like us who are pedestrians or who can't afford to drive. They're plowing snow. They don't give a shit about people like us because they're just like, oh, look, I can tell from here, oh, they finally plowed it, everyone. They finally plowed it. Amazing. I was out there bitching last night. I know nobody was around to hear it because it was like, it wasn't as late as it is now. It's almost 4 a.m. right now. It was probably around 10 or 11 a.m. Oh, it wasn't, yeah, it was last night. Oh, they put salt down. Good job, but you laid most of it down right in this one area here. It needs to go all over here. Oh, I'm seeing more salt melt. Awesome. You know what, O'Reilly, I take back the negative stuff I said about you. You're not ghetto. I'm sorry. I apologize. Little hearts. Hearts. What the K-pop people do. I'm sorry. You guys are good after all. Maybe you were just too busy to do it the other night. That's fine. I get it. I know how it is. This is Myers Mortuary Roy location. They got their flag blowing in the breeze. They got a nice Christmas tree in the window. I don't know how to zoom in, or else I would. So y'all are just gonna have to bear with me. This is Myers. Like Michael Myers. The killer, not the comedian. That over there, that Title Loan place, right there, that used to be a Central Park, or not Central Park, Arctic Circle in the 90s. I don't know what that used to be. I think those used to be houses. They were bulldozed something like a decade plus ago. That Cash Loans place, that's ghetto. Too many car washes and pawn shops opening up. That really, it makes money for the city, but what are the people going to do? This has been a problem, endemic in Roy for a long time. This used to be an Arctic Circle, and they used to have little gazebo for eating. You could park there, get out and eat in the back with white lattice and bushes and things like that. And these buildings in the side right here, there's a barber shop there and some other type of building. There used to be a place there called Bob's Collectibles, and they sold toys, old toys and everything, but he's moved. And then the Zion's Bank is over there, and I think it used to be down over here somewhere. I'm pretty sure they moved. This place here, the Mod Taekwondo and the High and Mike's. High and Mike's used to be further down at the end of the street here. Used to be further down, and you'll see that coming up. And over here, this is a few months ago, I was out here. I didn't have my camera, so I couldn't film it. But a baby deer came out, like right, oh, actually it's over here. It's past AutoZone. There's a building right on the corner of AutoZone. It's like a, I don't know what you call it. It's like a sign production business. Like you can have custom signs made. It was before this was all built. So back in September or August or whenever. I was out here late at night, like at 1 o'clock. And this baby deer comes out, and I didn't know what it was at first because we don't have any wildlife nearby. We don't have any forests. We don't have any woods, no meadows, no creeks, nowhere where deer would just habitat an immediate, Main Street, Roy. Here, let me... see if that... I'm trying to zoom it in, and I don't know how to fucking do that. Okay. I can't zoom in. Anyway, I tried. I can't zoom in, but that's where the baby deer was. There's gonna be a cop coming by. Hey, sir, how are you doing? I'm fine. Can I ask what you're up to this morning while you're filming? Just filming for a project. I'm here on public property. It's my First Amendment right. I'm filming from the public easement, from a public vantage point, so... And those laws, I'm pretty sure, are common state to state. But if you guys watch channels like Furry Potato, do know that ordinances vary. They do vary city to city. And there's also cops that just don't know the law. So it's best to just kind of, if you have like an attorney, that Advanced Auto used to be a Family Dollar right there. I have the light turned on, so hopefully it makes things. That used to be a Family Dollar over a decade ago or so. It was Family Dollar, and they knocked it down, turned into an Advanced Auto part. And that Easy Pond over there up in the distance, it's a lot closer for me in person. On the camera, it looks far away. That Easy Pond right there used to be a Hollywood Video. Right over here, this Bank of Utah, this used to be a Sonic. And 20 years ago when I was in high school, I used to go get my movies and game from Hollywood Video, and I'd come over here to Sonic and pick up my burger and tots, and I'd be all set for the weekend. That City Buffet there in the background, you can't even fucking see it because this phone has no zoom, but we'll walk by it on our way back. So I won't even talk about it because it's too far away and you can't see it, even with the light and what little fucking zoom. This used to be this is like a boxing place right now, or a wrestling arena. That used to be a BC Chicken all the way back in the day, and they served rotisserie chicken, and I never got to eat there. And it was derelict. It was vacant for years and years, and it became a Midori Sushi, the best fucking Japanese I've ever had. Teriyaki, udon, all of that. Yakisoba. Then they went out of business like 3 years ago. Easy Pond, like I said, used to be Hollywood Video. All these things are going. That next to it over there, that was a Dr. John's. It was a sex shop. You get porn magazines and dildos and movies and shit. Why would I need to when I have the internet and I can get it for free? They went out of business, I don't know how long ago. I'd assuming they weren't considered an essential service during the pandemic. Dr. John's. Just despite the fact if you have mandatory stay-at-home orders and lockdown, porn's going to be your only friend. And this T-Mobile here, that used to be the Blockbuster Video. This T-Mobile building is split up into 2 different stores. And the building behind that, Papa Murphy's, that used to be Pizza Hut. And Dollar Cuts used to be down there where the Ocean Mart right next to it, that used to be an Albertsons back in the day. Like 15 years ago, it was an Albertsons. I think they closed in 2007 or 2006. So 15 years ago. And that, Rancheritos, that used to be a Beto's. Then it was an Atlantis Burger before that. And then before that, it was like a Burger King or a Hardee's or something. It's really weird because when Carl's Jr. and Hardee's, they were the same company, they're owned by the same corporation. And when they decided to swap, so now there's Hardee's only like on the East Coast and there's Carl's on the West Coast and Midwest and all that. Because we never had Carl's here before, we had Hardee's. And up here, this used to be the Sinclair gas station just a few months ago. Like 2 months ago, that was Sinclair gas station. Next to it was a Japanese place, but it's moved across the street. That across the street used to be a Shoney's, and it became a Village Inn, and now it's a Japanese place. And that originally used to be a Denny's, and it became a Japanese place. Now there's nothing there. It's vacant. It's bulldozed. Oh, God. Nearly shred. We've been recording for almost 22 minutes. Not counting the original, like 5-minute clip I recorded as I was climbing down the stairs. Because unfortunately, maybe I just don't know how to work this fucking camera on my phone. When you're in the process of recording, it won't let you flip the camera between like first person and, you know, between selfie mode, and that's what they're doing on working on that bridge or whatever. But all this is getting recorded. It's been recording ever since I was in Sunset. I walked here last night. People have been riding their bikes through here. It's all slick and icy. Walgreens. See this area here. Walgreens. Common Sense. I think it might have been as far back as the Walgreens. There was a Blimpie there. And the Rainbow Saloon that I filmed a few blocks down on Main Street. It used to be over there. The place that's currently the Rainbow Saloon used to be like a group home or some type of residence for elderly people or rehab or something. That's Hart's Laundromat. This whole building here used to be a Gart Sports and a Ben Franklin Crafts. And it was Panda Express just a few years ago, and their food tastes like shit, by the way. See, there's that, you can see it from here, that bike store. You can see the checker, black and white checker design. That's the end of the original building, because they painted that on when they tore down the Blimpie and Rainbow Saloon, because there was another building, it actually connected to that side of the building and it faced like diagonally, like in the corner. And I think the Blimpie was on one side and then the Rainbow Saloon was like upstairs or something. But there's a mural of the bike shop, whatever, some graffiti art on the side right there. They painted that. Oh, this is all slick. Oh yeah. Yeah, this is really slick. Yeah, no one put any fucking ice melt. H&R Block. Whoa. Fucking hell. Oh, look at that. And their fucking sprinklers just came on. Look at that. 20 degrees and fucking Winter time. You can't make this shit up, folks. And their sprinklers just came on. Yep. This is the Spanglish Roy. It's a Mexican restaurant here. And they're really, really, really good. Highly recommended. Fuck. I don't want to slip. I don't want to slip. They usually don't have their lights on here, though. So it's kind of weird. But yeah. The Spanglish. This is Greek Olive. Obviously Greek food. They're never fucking open, so I never eat there. I ate there once. They're closed on weekends. They close by 5 on weekdays. So I don't know how much for longer they're going to stay in business, because it's like they've got, seems to me like they're relying on loyalty customers, people who just come here out of loyalty, like, oh, you're my friend, you make the best gyros I've ever had, or gyro, whatever the fuck you call it. Which, by the way, I've had one of their gyros before. It's fucking amazing with lemon rice. It's perfect. So yeah, I'd eat there, but they're never open. That dark building there, it's Lucky China. It's probably the best tasting Chinese food here in Roy, in my opinion. Oh my god. This whole area is a fucking mess. Jesus. And I know we're gonna have to like get creative once we pass the McDonald's, because the whole area there, the Owlcat building, which used to be a David Early tire. I think it was David Early, I can't remember. You can see it right there, past the McDonald's. No one fucking shoveled and no one put down any ice melt. But when I was walking by, I thought it was filming, but it wasn't. This group of kids were walking with their dogs, and they were just like clomp, clomp, clomp on top of the fucking snow. Like how you imagine people wearing stilts would look, or platform shoes. It was funny. Oh, maybe it did get plowed. Maybe it did get plowed. Or it didn't get plowed, but it got lots of foot traffic, so that's why the snow's condensed now. Okay, that works. This was built up probably like that, probably by about a foot or 2 feet. It was up. Like I was walking and looking over the fence right here at the Owlcat building. Owlcat, which is like minority or Latino outreach program, because we have like a lot of Latino people immigrating, which I love. I think it's great. I appreciate the new people. So there's Harmon's. Fuck this camera, it doesn't even fucking zoom. You know, you think it would have a simple zoom option, like swipe up and hold to zoom. No, and this is a new camera phone. A new smartphone. With air quotes. But at least I'm recording it this time. It's actually being recorded. I'm not doing a live stream, so it can't get interrupted. I'm doing a static stream. And I'm going to keep recording in this view, first person view from my perspective, until I get all the way back home. So I can capture anything and everything on the way. And especially that fucking dick muncher that lives in number 3 in the front building. Because he's a cunt if I've ever known one. But you know, I don't start shit. But if he wants to lay hands on me, honey, he's going to be giving me a Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year, because I'll sue the fuck out of him. And he don't look like he can afford it. So, and this CVS used to be a Mexican. Okay, that used to be Warren's, that Quick Quack car wash. This used to be a Warren's restaurant and had burgers, shakes, fries, all that shit. This CVS used to be a Mexican place. It was right in the corner. And also there was a video place called Video Express right smack dab in the middle. And in the back there they had Movie Bus, which became Movie Update. Now it's a fucking fishing game place. Fish and hunt, which I could care less about. I don't go to CVS, you know, for a modern, supposedly modern, look at my fingers, they're fucking freezing. They're turning red from, I probably have frostbite. Look at that with the trees. Get a landscape view. Welcome to Roy. My favorite Chinese buffet used to be right here. Harmon's bought them out and they knocked it down. Now it's part of the parking lot. They're a conglomerate officially. The fucking Harmon family. And if you don't know who they are, I think they're really only located in Utah, maybe in and around the Rockies, because Utah, Colorado, Arizona, it's kind of like the Nevada, it's kind of like the tri-state, you know, along the Rocky Mountains. But it's primarily a Utah place. Like that building over there in the back, that used to be a Dairy Queen, but over here, that used to be the Movie Bus, which then became a Video Update. It had so much fucking anime there. It was the first time I watched anime. This is the famous Roy Burger Bar. Guy Fieri did the dives and drive-thrus or drive-ins or whatever. He came through here and had their specialty. Ooh, exotic meat of the month, alligator. Fuck that. I'll pass. What was it last month when my aunt was here? And we both stopped and read it and she said, I'll pass. And I think it was something like, I can't remember because I remember joking like, oh, it's code for human. This car wash here used to be a barber shop and it was like in a nice fancy house. It was built towards the back. That was bulldozed. Now it's this fucking ugly place. This unsightly abomination. At least the barbershop got moved. It relocated further along. So these are the Royal Inn suites. I don't think they were always called Royal Inn. I think they changed it so it would match up with the high school. But it's a motel. I've never been in, well, I've been in the front building to use their toilet one day because I really had to fucking piss or shit. And the guy was being kind of stingy about it. And I was like, listen, I either go in your bathroom or I'm going to go here on the floor. And he's like, here's the key. And this was like, how long ago was that? It was either the last time I lived here in 2011 when I was 27 or it was when I moved back out here in 2017. Because I moved back to Utah from California in 2014, but I moved back to Sunset in 2017. Okay, progress. People have been scooping and whatever. This is exactly the same route I walked last night. And that's the other Sinclair. That one should be safe from demolition because it's the only one that they fucking got. But they don't have a green dinosaur. The other one did, and actually these sculptor people bought it. Or they won it in an auction or some shit. Because they had it up for sale amongst their fucking sculpture things. Oh, and of course this fucking shit still here from last night. No one bothered to come out, and so you can tell when the city, and I think actually, even though the sidewalk is public property, I can film anywhere from this vantage point. As long as I don't set foot on anyone's yard, I'm good to do that. You can really tell when property owners, like the property managers and them, they don't give a shit because there's big piles of snow and ice. There's no ice melt. You can easily sue and win and settle out of court for that because they won't want to take it. They won't want to drag it out. They want to keep it in the local court. I'm trying to remember small claims. They want to keep it in small claims court. So they'll easily settle for maybe 10 grand easily. But you got to take into account your attorney's fees and all that because they got to get paid. Their firm has to get paid. Their paralegals have got to get paid. Here's the Royce City Police, everyone. All decked out in lights. Where me and my aunt went last month when she visited. And again, I'm on the sidewalk, public easement, filming from a public vantage point. That tree right there, that stands out front and center, that one flickers and changes colors in a spiral formation, like blue, white, green. The one behind it is just gorgeous in gold. It's dripping in gold. And hopefully my flashlight being on isn't like saturating it. But you can see it's gold, and the little tree, the little branches are, it's like it's raining, like a raining effect. You can see that. It's gorgeous. I love it. I'll be very surprised if I don't get stopped tonight. Well, I didn't get stopped last night. I'm just some fucking kook talking to himself. There's the American Christmas tree, red, white, and blue. And there's more on the side. I'm not going to walk around through the other side because I think I could walk by on the sidewalk, but I'm not going to go through the actual, because that wasn't my point to come out here tonight. It was just to go through Main Street Roy. There's our little fire department, which we rely on because Sunset no longer has their own fire department because extremely fucking corrupt mayor and council decided to get rid of it in 2016 or 2017, so we're fucked. We rely on Clearfield, Clinton, and Roy, and these guys are heroes. They're good guys. So if anything happens, we're relying on you guys to come out here and extinguish it. There's their little Frosty the Snowman up there. They put that up there every year. And there's just a little helicopter up there in the back. So if we walk further straight, we will eventually hit Ogden. What the fuck was that noise? Is that a bird? Weird. If we keep walking straight ahead, we'll hit Ogden. And I believe this is north or northwest or northeast because Davis County is in northern Utah. Well, Ogden, the Wasatch Front here, Ogden, Clearfield, that's, you're increasingly getting into northern Utah because Salt Lake, that's in southern Utah. You keep driving south, you hit St. George. You keep driving south, you get to Nevada. So, but we're not filming any apartments or anything, so if people want to freak out on me, I'm not even fucking filming them. Oh, we've been filming for almost an hour. 39 minutes. Okay, a lot of this snow over the past 2 days has been seriously compacted from people, probably mostly kids, teenagers coming in, so they don't have driver's licenses, so they have to walk. And it's really compacted the snow down because, the city's not going to get off their fucking ass and scoop it. See, there's a Pro Cuts barbershop. I think this barbershop is what used to be located further down by the burger bar. And I think they moved here. I think, I'm not 100% sure. But we're going to turn at the light here, turn by the library and the high school, and we'll film some of that, and round by the church, and I'll show you where that big cool like frozen over little dip was, where the ice just gradually started creaking, and it was like in a movie or a cartoon when you're standing in the ice and it's like they're warning the character, don't walk on that, and he goes, oh, it's fine, I only weigh an ounce, and then he gets all the way to the center of the frozen lake and both sides just start going, and you can hear it like cracking. This used to be a t-shirt printing place, and now it's a fucking State Farm. Kimberly Stevens, or Stevens, I guess she's the contractor of the place, whatever you call it, the director, the head insurer. Yeah, those people are constantly coming out to job conventions to get people, but you know, the thing is, they only want certain people working for them, and they state the claim anyone can work for them. You don't need any like prior experience or history, although it helps, but they're only going to hire the most charismatic people. Here's the Royce City Post Office. Fun fact, the Royce City Post Office back in the day, like the 30s or whenever, used to be located further down, closer to Clinton. I think it's actually a heritage site now. I think people live in it as a house, but there's a plaque there. I don't think they're allowed to remodel it or change it, but they live there. I don't know why they let people live there. Maybe it's safer than leaving it just like vacant and hoping vandals don't come and burn it down, because we live in a society and fucking people will do that. They'll turn everything into a fucking anti-cop statement or a whatever. I'm not anti-police, I'm just anti-asshole. I mean, it's a cop's job to ask questions. And if a cop is cordial with me, I'll be cordial with him. If he's going to talk to me like a monotonous robot, hello, what are you doing? Hi, guy. Like he's trying to be my friend. Hi, guy. What are you doing? And a cop, that highway patrol guy is pulling in. He's probably going to question me. Probably. Maybe. Interesting fact, cops aren't the only ones who are considered peace officers. I think firefighters can also qualify as peace officers, because if the police don't get there yet, and if there's a violent situation and the firefighter, like the head firefighter, the chief, or whoever, you know, the captain, is trying to, they can put you under arrest until the real cops get there. And if you, like, disobey that, you know, I'm going to have to, like, well, I think this parking lot is a public area, but they didn't fucking shovel this. So if they want to say I trespassed, they didn't fucking shovel it. Here at Joy's, too, they didn't give me any fucking choice. You left me no choice, Michaela. This is the old Roy City Library, Southwest Branch. It's no longer a library, now it's just a fucking city building. And I don't even know if it's being used. Maybe they have meetings there. I know that Roy is more tight-lipped, or as tight-lipped as Sunset. At least Clinton provides updates, like their Latinos in Action program and their sports program and all that. Here's the whole donut place or bagel place. You can see it over there. 4:24 a.m. Oh fuck. 4:24 a.m. Right building. walk across the street here to film this, because they're going to tear this down. And I'm filming this for posterity's sake. That's not a cop car, it's some fucking dickweed. This is the Hole donut place, wherever it's called, the Hole. I know it's a weird sounding name for a restaurant, but yeah, it's all boarded up. And their little drive-thru is right there. But you could go in the front right there and order a drink or sandwiches or whatever. They had sandwiches. They get not donuts, but bagels. They cut them open and they put like your choice of turkey, roast beef, ham, whatever, and cheese. And of course they had donuts, but it really sucks they went under, because I told my roommate we need to go there and eat sometime when we moved back here in 2017. And of course, well, they were closed when we checked the one time, but they weren't boarded up. But there's a good chance that they were, out of business back then. And this was like 2019, 2018. So they probably went out of business before the pandemic hit, if I had to guess. Let's see here. Up here is Roy High. I actually did night school there and some summer school there, because I had to make up some grades from 8th to 9th grade. Even though you don't start getting credits until 9th grade, you can still make up those classes and override it with either a pass or a fail. It's actually more of a pass or an incomplete. So it's really, it's do or don't do. So there's no, oh, you got an A plus, you're perfect. Oh, you got an F, you fucking suck. It's just either pass. It's either, actually, no, it's not even pass. It's either complete or incomplete. So I like the straightforwardness of it. I appreciate that. It's 47 degrees, or not degrees, 47 minutes recording. It's actually more like 20 degrees. Feels more like it's 19 degrees. This is that, the digital marquee, the sign outside for Roy High years ago. That used to just be like a regular marquee where people would have to come out and, use the big stick thing with the sucker cup and hoist the letters and shit on it and say, track meet every Tuesday and Thursday or whatever. And over there is the Roy complex. And I think you can go work out there and go swimming there for $3. I think. At one time it was $5, unless the lady was lying to me. But it's always been $3. And this place, this is Roy High. I wonder if they can actually build up and add more room by building up, because it's built like on a hill or a slope or an incline. So it's really not a convenient spot for a school, but that school's been there for a long time. I'm actually surprised they haven't just gutted it and built it from the ground up. Oh, God. I'm not even popular enough for people to point me out and be like, oh, yeah. No. That will never happen. I will never become mainstream. I doubt I will even become a cult favorite in Utah. And that's fine. I don't really give a shit. I don't care. I record for posterity's sake and because I feel like it. Oh, now you can see the light. Oh, now you can see the flashlight. Fuck this. I'm not walking here. These fucking assholes don't know how to scoop their goddamn Oh, they can scoop their driveway, but they can't scoop the sidewalk. Fucking prick. Yeah, now I'm gonna get the cops calling me because I did shine. I shined my phone with the light in their direction. Like, yeah, people were saying you were casing. I'm like, no, I was just bitching because I'm filming my excursion, and I was just complaining that they did not shovel their sidewalk, which takes literally, if you're good, if you're strong enough, you have working arms and legs and a shovel, a good shovel from Sears. It should take you no longer than 10 minutes to shovel that shit out. And if you're not able-bodied enough to do it, you can pay someone to do it. Pay them. Well, it's 2021. Pay them $20. That's not even a lot of money, but you know. At least these people are decent. They shoveled. If I recall, I think some cities have strict ordinances. You have to shovel your sidewalk. Because, you know, I would think just for the kids, because the kids have to walk through it. Because from grades K through fucking 9, you can't drive. You can't start driving until you're 16 in the state of Utah. And even then, you have to have your license for 6 months before you can drive on your own. So even then, people are still going to be walking. So if not for the kids, at least probably, and I think this is actually, the actual ordinance is for city workers who have to get access to your gas meter or a power line or, you know, whatever. They don't want to deal with your fucking I can't speak at all this morning. They don't want to deal with your unplowed sidewalk. And I think you can actually get fined for it. Here's another church in Roy. Or maybe it might be the first one that we passed. I can't remember. But it's nice because I'm getting my actual steps in tonight. In person. Out in the world. And this time up here, it's telling the time. You probably won't see it on the actual video. But it's telling me how much time has elapsed since 52 minutes, 47 seconds. I think this sidewalk here is public. I think the cutoff point is on the other side of this little railing, this banister. So I should be good. I'm not even filming the church. I'm just trying to get the fuck through. So there's all the lights. You can see them plain as day. It makes me think of Disneyland, how they have their nighttime parade, their Disney, I think it's called Disney Electric Parade. And they start it off when the sun goes down. They do Phantasmic, and then they do that. And you know, people who go there, they'll check out Disneyland all day. They'll go from, it opens at like 9 or 10 a.m. until they close at like 10 or 11 p.m. I hated that. If I want to go, I want to go for just a few hours and then go back to my hotel room or wherever. I cannot use the bathrooms in Disneyland. They're disgusting. Okay, so here's where the ice was. I think it was over here. I stepped on it and it just went like you could hear the cracking. Whoa. It was like, oh, that's actually all wet now. It's not even, yeah, all the ice is gone. So it must have melted down during the day. That sucks. I recorded a lot of cool stuff last night, at least I thought I did, when I was live streaming. So I guess I'll just be on static mode from now on. Because who the fuck's going to watch me on a live stream anyway? People who are bored. People who are nostalgic for where they used to live. Oh, I used to live there. This guy gets it. Here's more of the Christmas tree lights. I didn't cross over here last night, but that's what I'm going to do tonight, because I'm going to cross from the police department and just walk straight up. Well, actually, I was going to cross in front of it, but I'm not going to do that now. This whole area is illuminated because it's all the lights. And I was telling the story, I didn't say it this time, the last time I thought I was recording, I was here in 2011. The last time I was here, I came out to take pictures of the lights. Before I even got up here to the start of the hill where the lights are, because it's on an incline, these like two plainclothes detective cops and like one rookie came out, and they're like, "Hey buddy, what you doing out here tonight?" Because I had my camera out and I hadn't even approached the lights yet, and I just said to look at the lights. "Oh, for Christmas?" And I said, "Yeah." So I was being interrogated. I was considered a suspicious person before I'd even hit the fucking lights. But yeah, go figure. Roy PD, everyone. Well, this is the Boys and Girls Center. Roy PD's connected to it, though. Yeah. It's like they must have been shadowing me from like somewhere and decided they were going to make me an example for the rookie. Because I hadn't even reached the lights yet. Like, I could understand I'm some, lone guy, and I wasn't wearing all black. I was wearing denim jeans, a hoodie underneath my leather jacket, and a knit cap, and a scarf because it was fucking freezing. Yeah, I was like right around here. I didn't even reach here where the lights are, and the cops came out and they were just like, "What you up to tonight, buddy?" It's like, because they pointed at my camera, and I wasn't even there officially yet. So they had to have been watching me from a super far distance. And this is when I was 27, I'm 37 now. And I haven't been bothered by anyone. So, and I appreciate that. I'd rather just do my own thing, because I'm on public. See, film the feet. I'm on a public sidewalk. I'm not filming anybody's houses. I'm doing my own thing. So, but I will, and it's almost an hour now, it's 58 minutes, 32, and it's like 4:30 in the a.m., but the sun won't come out until about like 7 or 7:30. It stays dark now for like, it smells like some nice cologne. Some nice man cologne. Ooh boy. Ooh, that smells good. I just got a whiff of it for a second. But yeah, so we're gonna cross straight through there. And I actually, 10 years ago, I used to live down in the apartments down there, and it was like a maybe 4 minute walk for me to just go up there, from down there to up here to look at those lights. So it was really convenient. The overpass is down that way and turning, but I'm going to be heading home. So we've seen a few cops tonight, but none of them, I thought that highway patrol guy would have been coming. "What are you doing with your camera?" Does it matter? That's another thing. I don't like talking to cops because they ask such stupid questions. Like, what's on that camera? Well, it's a phone first and foremost, but yeah. Hopefully the light on here makes it easier to see. So I don't have a rig to rig the phone up, so I gotta carry it. I'm carrying, literally just holding it, hand holding it this whole time. I didn't walk by the school because I think the cops absolutely will be called if I walk by there. But there's a bunch of Karens who live down here. Me and my roommate got the cops called on us a few years ago in broad daylight. We were looking at a for rent sign for an apartment, and some fucking upset little Karen called the cops, even though that's obviously what we were doing. Looking at the for sale for rent sign, calling the real estate people, or the renter, the owner, whatever. And they're like, oh, they're casing the place. Okay, honey. This is still kind of a ghetto street. Why the fuck would I want to case homeless looking people? If I was going to case anywhere, honey, it would be over in the hills. The upper hills of Roy, where they have gated homes and big cars and lots of RVs. No, sweetie. It's cute that you think that you're important enough for people to want to case, but you're not. And besides which, I'm not a criminal, so... But they'll call the cops for people just being on the sidewalk. But the one cop, he was a rookie. He was super young. And it took less than 2 minutes to talk to him. He actually found us. They must have been watching us for a long time and filming us from inside their house, because he knew exactly who we were. And we just explained what we were doing. He was like, oh, okay. He knew it was unfounded. And he turned around, got in his car, his cruiser, and left. So I thought that was cool. He was very polite and professional, and hopefully he's still with the force. Hopefully he's still uncorrupted. Because it's bad when, not good when the good ones go bad. Because it happens more often than you think. Oh, goodness me. Well, we're still in Roy, but we're closer towards Central Main Street. I call it Central Main Street. It's where Albertsons used to be. We're about probably a block and a half away from it. More houses that were torn down to put fucking out of place townhomes. These people here, I know I wasn't going to film people's houses, but those people are assholes. Years ago, I used to live in that apartment there, where you see the light on right there. I used to live there. And the fucking people, because I used to live upstairs, the one with the light on. The fucking people behind me had this dog that they would keep outdoors. And again, no one fucking shoveled their sidewalk. And then, what's the point? They shoveled right here, and then right here a bunch of nothing. It's a big pile of shit. Like, oh, it's time to clock out. Okay, boys. A fucking dink. At least over here is shoveled. You can tell the property owners, if Terry still owns those apartments over there, back there, he's a fucking dick. Oh, shoveling sidewalks, that's not in my contract. Actually, it is, even though the sidewalks are public property, you're still expected to maintain it. It's like when you're in school, you don't own your locker and you don't own your desk, but oh, just like this, it was like that, the ice down there, and it creaked and cracked all the way through. It's like when you're at school, you don't own your desk, you don't own your locker, but you're expected to maintain it. It's been about an hour and 5 minutes now elapsed. So you don't own any of those things, but you're still expected by the school, and actually by the school district, which is actually the law for the school, the mini law. You're expected to maintain it. It's property of the school district. Because if that school gets shut down for any which reason, and it still has reusable resources in it, like lockers, furniture, desks, computers, they will be transferred to school district storage until such time where it will then be pulled out of holdings and used for whatever school. The only ever time they get completely new equipment for everything is when they're building a completely brand new building and like all of the old equipment's been deemed inferior or unsustainable. In which that case it goes, they'll actually, before they send it off to the dump, they'll try fucking selling it to the people. Like, oh, buy this desk and chairs for like $20. It's like, they know that the shit doesn't work anymore. But I think these book boxes are a scam. I think that's what I heard. People will go and set them up in parking lots to wherever, and like no one really knows where they go, like who collects them and where they're being put. Because I'm all for like needy kids and people getting reading material, because Lord knows people need to start reading more. Kids need to put their phones down and pick up a book. But yeah, the lady who ran the book parlor place in Sunset, I think she tried hacking into my account because I have 2 different Facebook accounts. Because I sent her a message about how one of her employees is a witness in a currently active assault case, and that the detectives will probably be wanting to talk to her and him, and so it would be in her best interest to not have him leave or fire him to keep him safe. And of course, I was using an alias in the Facebook message, so she has no idea who I am. She never responded, which I didn't think that she would, because she's like, she's kind of not a nice person. And she came out and like tried covering up the whole book donation thing and being like, they are not, in league with us. I did not give them permission. And it's like, it's a public parking lot. So I think technically they can set up shop anywhere in a public parking lot because they're not profiting from it. It's donations. My only concern is who is collecting the books. Are they actually going to the people, the kids and families that they're claiming? So, off the top of my head, I would picture maybe immigrant Latino families that might not have, maybe they're trying to read in English, or maybe they can read English, but they don't have very many supplies. So, resources. So they need books, and books in Spanish, So, but she never got, and I knew that she wouldn't, so it was basically an open-ended statement. It was not expected. It was not written with the expectation of getting a reply. And it wasn't a threat. It wasn't anything like that. It was just, hey, just letting you know, the detectives from Sunset PD will probably be wanting to talk to you because such and such. And if you want to avoid really implicating yourself of obstructing an investigation or justice, it would be really in your best interest to not, because I couldn't remember the employee's name for the life of me, but she probably disregarded that fucking Facebook message because she had like a Blue Lives Matter flag, like the cop flag, which you would assume, judging by that, she'd be pro-police, which means she would be inclined to listen. But she totally came off as kind of like a not so great person. She was very upset that she wasn't profiting from that book donation box. I didn't put it there. I didn't give them permission to set up shop here. That's not authorized by me. That has no affiliation with us. Like, she put all these flyers on it, and I'm like, you making yourself out to be like a total asshole lady. You might just want to like lay off, because those book donation things, there's one over here in the EOS Fitness parking lot as well. In fact, we'll turn down here and I'll film over here and show you. This Ocean Mart, that was Albertsons over a decade ago. And they went bankrupt, supposedly because the manager, what I heard was the store manager was, well, she fucked up. And I don't want to sit here, I don't even know what her name was, so I couldn't dox or implicate anyone even if I wanted to. All I know is that she was a female, and she was a store manager, and she, oh, it's not going to make that cracking sound like it did over there. And she fucked up with the money, which that can happen many ways. You could be misappropriating money. You can be embezzling money. That's a rumor I had heard. Could have been you hired too many people who are friends. I've heard of people going out of business because they're hiring friends and family and paying them for not showing up. Yeah, so if you're not there to do the work, you don't get fucking paid. That's how it works. Ask anybody. Even the most lazy fucking millennial or Gen Zer will tell you, I'm not going to clock in and bust my ass so that someone else can make my money for staying home and doing nothing. Unless they're on paid leave or paid vacation time, that's different. But if they're just like not coming in whenever they feel like it, which I notice a lot of people here in Utah, because it's a right to work state. This is going to be a Cajun restaurant opening up soon. It's called Cajun Seafood and Bar. That's the name. That's not a very memorable or catchy name. Cajun Seafood and Bar. This is the City Buffet. It used to be the Rite Aid, and before that was Payless. Not Payless Shoes. It was a Payless drugstore, like the Rite Aid. Now it's a fucking Chinese buffet. Who would have figured, right? I certainly wouldn't. But yeah, you can see over here in the corner, There is, in fact, a book donation box just right here in the EOS Fitness parking lot. Just like I said, we're gonna walk through here. So this is where I walked last time. We're not really filming anyone or anything. We're just cutting through the parking lot because the sidewalk is not plowed properly. Still tons of fucking snow. Oh, and next time I go out filming, I'm going to be filming across the tracks down into Clinton. So y'all get to see what that trek looks like. This is the longest video I've ever filmed and uploaded to YouTube on this other channel that wasn't Morgan's Drag Race related or just a stream of consciousness rant. I haven't ran into any Karens or Kevins like, you can't film me. Then they pull out their dum-dum cams and think, I mean, I'm out here. I have no expectation to privacy. They can film me as much as I can film them. I'm not filming them. See my feet? This is the drive-through ATM of Bank of Utah. This whole area back here used to be stock lumber, and before that was Anderson lumber. Actually, no, before it was EOS Fitness, it was Gold's Gym. Before that was stock lumber, then it was Anderson lumber. And that back there, where the boats are, and the RVs, that's owned by Midas right now, Cars. Midas Cars LLC. That used to be the lumber holding yard for Anderson lumber and all that. Which is interesting that Midas owns it, because I remember here in Utah was in a paper shortage, and especially like Roy County, Davis County, and that was supposed to be our Roy County's private, like, city lumber supply for paper and whatnot. Like, it's corporate owned, though obviously our tax money is paying it. Oh, fuck. All this ice. More car people who are pedestrian phobic. They hate pedestrians. Oh, you don't have a car? Get the fuck out. They can't be bothered to shovel their fucking sidewalks. These areas here get naturally compounded, and because they have people come out here and push the snow out, and also cars come in and out all the time. But the Midas dealership, what fucking excuse do they have? They're not a car mechanic shop. They're a dealership. So they have to actually go out and have someone expend the amount of physical labor they have to have someone go out and expend the amount of physical labor to shovel it and salt it, which they're not going to do. There's Santa Claus up there in the safe storage window. I don't know if you can see it. When I came walking by here last night, there was a guy working over here. He was in a cherry picker working on this power line over here. Can you see Santa up there in the window? Normally there's a cutout of a black security guard guy. That's him right there. Right there, you probably can't see him. So I remember the first time I saw him, it startled me, so I thought he was a real guy. I'm like, what the hell is he doing standing all the way up there in that box? Then I was like, oh, he's not 3D, he's a cutout. Okay. He's like those sports fat head cutouts that you can buy of like, you know, Shaquille O'Neal or LeBron James or whatever. And well, for like Utah, I've seen some of what's his name? Dan Stockman or whatever, that short basketball player guy. He's really hairy and short. Or Karl Malone for the Jazz. I don't know who the current Jazz people are because I don't watch the Jazz. I haven't watched basketball in over a decade. Story about this place up here. Size limit reached, new video started. Okay, that's fine. This place up here, next to 7-Eleven and next to the IHC Instacare, you probably can't see it. But I'll tell you when I get closer. It says an hour and 20 minutes, new video started because size limit exceeded. That's fine. The time elapsed is still the same though, so that's funny. Maybe it just cut off immediately and started a new one. It split off. So that building there, all the way in the back, that used to be like a toy store or like a comic book store way back in the 90s. And it went through a couple different face changes. Facelifts, I guess you say. Identity changes. It became a like health supply place. And I walked in there because I saw up there where it says loans up to $5,000. It said, walk in to grow taller today. And I was like a 16 or 17-year-old teenager in high school. And I saw that sign that said, walk in, grow taller today. And I thought, oh. I was really into basketball at the time. I thought, oh, I can physically grow taller and that'll help. I walked in there and it's some bullshit scam. And he did that thing where he's like, oh, you're probably depressed, huh? You probably get picked on, huh? So he grabbed a bottle of St. John's wort, this dropper thing. And he did that thing where they put it in your hand and they act like, oh, the spirits are weighing you and it's heavier in this hand. That means you're depressed and you need it. And I fell for this bullshit. And it cost like $10. And he's like, oh, you mix this up and you drink it, and it'll help with your depression naturally. Granted, I can think back when I was a teen and I wasn't really depressed, at least compared to now. As an adult, I think all of us compared to being kids or teens are quite depressed because we got bills to pay, we got real adult problems to take care of, and it's just not the same. You know? But it was a scam. I thought, here in my mind, seeing that sign, oh, I can physically grow taller. Because it didn't say, you know, grow taller spiritually. Grow taller emotionally. No, it was like putting it out there, like walking, grow taller today. So that's false advertising 101. Here's Butters car dealership. Sacco's Fruits. Chris Sacco, his family owns it. Shout out to Chris Sacco, fellow LGBT. Rainbow Saloon. Okay. Now we're getting closer to the Royce Sunset border. I really, really wish everything I thought I was recording last night had recorded. Because I captured some really great footage. Just really great interactions, great footage, great things, and great one-liners that I obviously can't think of. Obviously, the walking tour I can remember because this is all shit that's been here for years and years, for decades. This place here in the corner, this rundown looking fucking shack that looks like a tornado hit it, used to be a watch repair place. And in those big out windows, the day windows, used to have trophies in the windows. And I would drive by here with my parents and look out the window and see those trophies and think, wow, you know, someone must be an athlete or something. I don't know. But it's all boarded up now, and there's like a storage shed in the back or something, in a truck. So the owners haven't torn it down or sold it, apparently. This is the sign you can see. Davis County Sunset Border. So if there's ever a martial law or a lockdown, this is where the checkpoint's going to be for this area. Which, let's be honest, why would that happen? But it has happened years ago, because there was like an active terroristic or shooter situation. It was like back in the 90s or the 80s. So they had to close off, naturally they had to close out the points of exit and entry so they could capture the guy. That's only ever happened once, to my knowledge.